2.4 million Australians have an Asian ancestral background and now call Australia home. This is the annual celebration of Indian-Australian relations in Sydney. From dignitaries to dancers like Ginny D. It's a time to reflect on who they are.
Being in Australia, I feel Indian. Going to India, I feel Australian. So I guess I'm fortunate to have, the best of both worlds.
The Prime Minister, Julia Gillard, is also here, with Asians now making up 12% of the population. I managed a quick question about their growing political relevance.
This community is incredibly important to Australia, and I'm looking forward to saying a few words in a few minutes' time. Thank you.
EW Marketing in Sydney is an example of the growing Asian business clout here. Staff enjoy everything from punch bags to pooches. Woofy is the office dog in a company run by Hong Kong-born Gary Ng.
I'm Australian #1, but at the same time I'm very proud Chinese and my Chinese heritage as well. I go back to Hong Kong and China at least once a year, and I consider myself an Australian and a Chinese at the same time.
Half of all Asians in Australia are under 20. Born, schooled and now employed here, they can find conflict with their first-generation parents, whose heart, if not their head, remains in their homeland.
It was a bit of a conflict. It's a conflict between what I want out of my life compared to what my parents expect out of my life. I'd say that they're very accepting, so eventually they're happy as long as I'm happy, so I'm very lucky in that sense.
It's nearly 40 years since they abolished the Australia First pro-white policy here. Now everyone talks about this as being the Asian century, and it is. Around 30% of all Asian people here go to university, 20% of all doctors are Indians, and 37% of Asian people take part in organised sport. By nearly every measure, Asians are a model of assimilation. There are some racial tensions, but Asians are less likely to be victims of crime than the general population. And whilst they may still be in short supply on TV or in Parliament, they're changing the culture, the economy and the face of Australia. Duncan Kennedy, BBC News in Sydney.